Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know what is going on with this Facebook. Good morning. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Dr. V. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Welcome. Let's try this again. Good morning. How is everybody? Good morning, Siebert. Good morning, Lakita. Good morning, Sports Mama. Good morning. All right. I don't know why Facebook like to play with my emotions. All right. We are live. Let's see if we can stay live. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Life Scope with True Heart Speaks. I am Deetra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, and I speak life mentor. All about helping you get out of your own way and get to the business of living so that we can do life well, right? That's the best thing, so that we can do life well. And the best way that we do that is by helping you to get unstuck and get started. Hey, Dr. BJ, good morning. Everybody joining in. Hey, I see you guys popping up on Facebook. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for inviting. You want to swipe right on the iPhone, swipe up on the Android if you are on Periscope. And come on in with those hearts. Let's double tap. Hey, Kim. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hey there, those of you who are on Facebook. Good morning. Hey, Michelle. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully you all had, here in America, you all had, hey Jay, good morning. I see you. You had a great weekend, a holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully you took some time to honor those who need to be honored. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Baron. Hey, Kim. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you so much. Good morning. Today is the last day to register. Hey, Trish, good morning for this month's masterclass. We are hosting it tonight at 7 o'clock. And so the best part about it is maybe you can't make it live, but you still want access to the teaching. It is going to be recorded. So I want to encourage you to register at trueheartspeaks.com/change, trueheartspeaks.com/change. Hey, Dolores, good morning, love. I'm telling you, it's, this month has been, I think, every month for me is good, but this month I have been really reflective on the various changes that have taken place in my life and that are, hey, Cassandra, that are currently taking place. And so it's interesting how I've been able just to kind of take myself through my own process of change. Good morning, Sharon. How are you? To the point of where, just really being reflective. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Good morning from the country of pyramids. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And let me say this. I have to remind myself, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Depending on where, right, you are watching from. Maybe it is not morning there. Maybe it's afternoon. Maybe it's evening. And hey, Tiffany, good morning. So I never want to take that for granted, especially if you are watching the replay. So hello, I will say, and welcome. Good morning from Egypt. See, I'm not sure if it's evening or afternoon or morning there, but good. I'll just say greetings from America. And so I want to do better at that. So let's go on ahead and share. I'm going to do my due diligence and share my own stuff. And let's see here. But good morning, everybody. Let's see. Good morning. Say good morning to someone else. Good morning, Antoinette. Hey, Richard. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Hey, Sharon. How are you? Good morning. All right. Let's see here. My work is a speaker, teacher, author, strategist, coach, mentor. But I earn a living by running my mouth. Teaching, speaking, training, all that good stuff. Good morning, Love Life E. Hey, Halise. Hey, Shanae. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Again, if you have yet to register for tonight's masterclass on change, I would encourage you to do that. And like I was saying, you know, if you're in change, you know, coming out of change, going into change. Yesterday, treated myself online. Awesome. Can't wait for my gear. Yes, I saw. You got your I Speak Life gear. You got your book. Good morning. Yes. Your juicy mug. Yes. Okay, let me share here on my timeline. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Doe, 7161. Good morning. All right, let's see here. Let me quickly share. Good morning, Erica. I just saw you pop in. All right. Let me just do my shares here on Facebook. Thank you for the hearts. Keep them going. Keep them going. We are closing out conversation. We're actually going to be talking a little bit about are you ready to do something different? As well as talking more about who moved my cheese. Again, trueheartspeaks.com/change. You want to register. It's going to be good. All right. Let's see here. All right. Doing a lot of sharing here, you all. Give me a second. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for the hearts. Keep them coming. I love seeing the hearts. Good morning. Can I say good morning in Arabic? Sabah El Kar. Is that what that is? Sabah El Kar? Let's see. All right. I think I'm good. How is everybody this Tuesday morning? Are you recovered? Are you ready for the kiddos to get back to school? Yes, nearly. Okay, I tried. All right. So keep the hearts going. Let's double tap the screen and do our hearts of worship. We give God honor, glory, and praise. To magnifying him for another day, right? We got through the weekend. We got through the weekend of the kids being home. If you were like me, my kid was home from Friday to Monday. And we are in no school. It's out in Houston. Okay. Wow. Y'all are done already. Ooh, goodness. I'm not ready yet. Totally not ready. But we are literally, I think, about 3 weeks away from, on this side of town, from the kids being out of school. June 23rd, I think, is the last day. So, but we give God honor, glory, and praise, right? That they are in school, out of school, that they can go back to school. I'm already looking at signing him up for camp. Listen, he going somewhere. He won't be here all summer. He's talking about he want to stay home and go to the park. You gonna go to the park, all right, with the camp. But we thank God for this day, for just blessing us, right, for another opportunity. Listen, Linda, you going somewhere. You going to camp, right? And so we are thankful for God for just grace and mercy, and you know, just being in a space, right? Being in a space where, you know, we can have the option, right? To send, some of us can have the option to send our kids to camp, right? Some people can, some people can't. I mean, literally for me, getting him school ready now. Listen, you might as well. You know, when he was 3 and 4, you know, there weren't many programs available. And so we did some stuff last year, but this is the year. Plus his birthday's in September. So sometimes we have to wait an extra year. You know, he would have been 5 last year, but not until school started. So just grateful, right? Just grateful for this day. Grateful for having an opportunity to share today and tonight. And so we're going to jump in because I want to be able to maximize my time in the teaching. And so before I get started with reading, I just want you to ponder and think about the question. Are you ready to do something different? And so as we talked about, and we've been reading in Who Moved My Cheese, those of you know for the last few weeks, we've been talking about Who Moved My Cheese. We've been talking about change this month. And so that is our monthly topic. If you are new, every month we talk about a topic that helps us to get out of our own way. And get to the business of living. And so this month's topic is change. And one of the things that we learned as it related to him and Ha specifically, the little person, is at some point you got to be ready to do something different. Like, it's not about thinking about different. It's not about even talking about different. It says, I did something different. I wrote a book on grief called A Grieving Mother. Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. And I believe that you will probably be a blessing to a lot of mothers who are probably grieving and may not necessarily have resources or a story or whatever. And so good for you. And so, you know, are you ready to do something different? Are you ready to walk a new walk? And as we see in the story, Ha made the decision to do something different. He made the decision to change it up a little bit. He made the decision that what was working and is no longer working, that he had to make a decision to do something different, right? He had to make a decision and own the fact that it wasn't working. And at least, and here's the great part, is sometimes you don't know what's next, but you know you need to do something different next, right? And so he didn't know where he was going to find the cheese. He just knew that he needed to get out of the place that he was in, right? He just knew he needed to get out of the place that he was in. Hey, Life Coach Gordy, I didn't see you pop in there. But some of us, doing something different is not about having all of the answers. Doing something different is not about, knowing the whole plan, right? Sometimes it's just, I know that where I am is not working, and I need to do something different. I know I need to do something different. And so as we transition back into the story, and I want you to ponder and think about that. Are you ready to do something different? Because we'll talk about doing something different. We'll talk about, it's not working, or I feel a change or whatever, but we don't do anything. And so for some of you, doing something is registering for the masterclass tonight so that I can coach you through this transition, that I can coach you through and help you to pay attention to the periods in your life that are changing, and you thinking that everything is the same. And then when you show up and your cheese is not there, and then all of a sudden you're like spastic about it because you weren't paying attention to the signs. So again, the question is, are you ready to do something different? Because he did something different. So let's go into the book. Those of you who are joining, is that my dairy? Okay, I got to stay focused. Is that my dairy, boo? Hi, dairy! Okay, that's what happens when your friends pop on that you haven't seen in a really long time. All right, back to the regularly scheduled program. Ha hadn't found cheese yet, but as he ran through the maze, he thought about what he had already learned. Ha now realized that new beliefs were encouraging new behaviors. He was behaving differently than when he kept returning to the same cheeseless station. He knew when you change what you believe, you change what you do. That's right there is right. When you change what you believe, you change what you do. You can believe that a change will harm you and resist it, or you can believe that finding new cheese will help you and embrace the change. It all depends on what you choose to believe. Again, in the comment, you have a choice. You have a choice, right? And so some of us, you have a choice to believe that the change is going to work for you or the change is going to work against you. That's up to you, right? You got to make that decision. And so he wrote on the wall, when you see that you can find and enjoy new cheese, you change course. So your perspective has to change, right? Ha knew he would be in better shape now if he had dealt with the change much sooner and left Cheese Station C earlier. He would feel stronger in body and spirit, and he would have coped better with the challenge of finding new cheese. In fact, he probably would have found it by now if he had expected change rather than wasting time denying that the change had already taken place. He used his imagination again and saw himself finding and savoring new cheese. He decided to proceed into the more unknown parts of the maze and found little bits of cheese here and there. He began to regain his strength and confidence. So again, right here, we find that he stepped out. Good morning, Keita. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Erica. Hey, everybody joining in on Facebook, Periscope, and Instagram. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the whole entire world. Welcome to the Morning Life Scope with True Heart Speaks. I am Deetra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, and I Speak Life mentor. We are talking about change today. And the question is, are you ready to do something different? And we're reading from Who Moved My Cheese? And so it says, he decided, as he thought back on where he had come from, Hall was glad he had written on the wall in many places. He trusted that it would serve as a marked trail for him to follow through the maze if he chose to leave Cheese Station C. Now, here's the thing that I love about this is the idea that, guess what? At the end of the day, there are some people who are following behind you. There are some people who are watching you. There are some people who, so as you go and you leave trails, and as you go and you leave markers as you go, because guess what? Remember the conversation we had maybe a couple weeks ago where sometimes you got to leave where you are to go where you need to be in order to pull some people up. And so you can't go together. You have to get to a place where you specifically have to go. You got to go ahead, and then you can either leave a trail and you can come back and get them and lift as you climb. Sometimes you can't get to a space of going where you need to go and take people with you, because guess what? Sometimes the reason why you haven't gone is because of those very people. All right. It says, and so sometimes you just got to go, and guess what? There's the thing that says success leaves clues. So to some extent, your success will leave clues for other people who are trying to figure out how to make change and transition in their own lives, and they'll be watching you. No, this isn't my book. So it says, Ha just hoped he was heading in the right direction. He thought about the possibility that him would read the right handwriting on the wall and find his way. He wrote on the wall what he had been thinking about for some time. Noticing small changes early helps you adapt to the bigger changes that are to come. By now, Ha had let go of the past and was adapting to the present. He continued on through the maze with greater strength and speed, and before long, it happened. When it seemed like he had been in the maze forever, his journey, or at least this part of his journey, ended quickly and happily. Ha proceeded along a corridor that was new to him, rounded a corner, and found new cheese at Cheese Station N. When he went inside, he was startled by what he saw. Piled high everywhere was the greatest supply of cheese he had ever seen. Listen, y'all, he had never seen, good morning, Audrey, this amount of cheese before. He didn't recognize all that he saw, as some kinds of cheese were new to him. Then he wondered for a minute whether it was real or just his imagination, until he saw his old friends Sniff and Scurry. Sniff welcomed Ha with a nod of his head, and Scurry waved his paw. Their fat little bellies showed that they had been here for some time. Ha quickly said his hellos and soon took bites of every one of his favorite cheeses. He pulled off his shoes, tied the laces together, and hung them around his neck in case he needed them again. Sniff and Scurry laughed. They nodded their heads in admiration. Then Ha jumped into the new cheese. When he had eaten his fill, he lifted a piece of fresh cheese and made a toast. Hooray for change. As Ha enjoyed the new cheese, he reflected on what he had learned. He realized that when he had been afraid to change, he had been holding on to the illusion of old cheese that was no longer there. So what was it that made him change? Was it the fear of starving to death? Ha smiled as he thought it certainly helped. Then he laughed and realized that he had started to change as soon as he learned to laugh at himself and at what he had been doing wrong. He realized the fastest way to change is to laugh at your own folly. Then you can let go and quickly move on. He knew he had learned something useful about moving on from his mice friends, Sniff and Scurry. They kept life simple. They didn't overanalyze or overcomplicate it. When the situation changed and the cheese had been moved, they changed and moved with the cheese. He would remember that. Ha had also used his wonderful brain to do what little people do better than mice. He envisioned himself in realistic detail finding something better, much better. He reflected on the mistakes he had made in the past and used them to plan for his future. He knew that you could learn to deal with change. You could be more aware of the need to keep things simple, be flexible, and move quickly. You did not need to overcomplicate matters or confuse yourself with fearful beliefs. You could notice when the little changes began so that you would be better prepared for the big change that might be coming. He knew he needed to adapt faster, for if you do not adapt in time, you might as well not adapt at all. How juicy is that, y'all? He had to admit that the biggest inhibitor to change lies within yourself, and that nothing gets better until you change. Let me just see here really quickly, see how much time I have, because I want to close this out, you all. Keep them hearts coming. I love it. Facebook is kind of doing something here. Hopefully it's not stopping. Let's see. It's trying to reconnect. It paused for a minute. But I'm going to keep reading for us. It says, perhaps most importantly, he realized that there is always new cheese out there, whether you recognize it at the time or not, and that you are rewarded with it when you go past your fear and enjoy the adventure. He knew some fear should be respected, as it can keep. Oh, yeah, it stopped. Hold on. All right, give me 1 second. Finally caught me live again. Hey, Andre, good morning. All right, let me go in here really quickly. Two. All right, there we go. All right, we're back, you all. Let me start at the top here. Okay. All right, so it says, perhaps most importantly, he realized that there is always new cheese out there, whether you recognize it at the time or not, and that you are rewarded with it when you go past your fear and enjoy the adventure. He knew some fears should be respected, as it can keep you out of real danger, but he realized most of his fears were irrational and had kept him from changing when he needed to. He didn't like it at the time, but he knew that the change had turned out to be a blessing in disguise, as it led him to find better cheese. He had even found a better part of himself. As Hall recalled what he had learned, he thought about his friend Hem. He wondered if Hem had read any of the sayings Hall had written on the wall at Cheese Station C and throughout the maze. Hey there, y'all just pop back on in. It says, had Hem ever decided to let go and move on? Had he ever entered the maze and discovered what can make his life better? Or was Hem still hemmed in because he would not change? Hall thought about going back again to Cheese Station C to see if he could find Hem, assuming that Hall could find his way back there. If he found him, he thought he might be able to show him how to get out of his predicament. But Hall realized that he had already tried to get his friend to change. Hem did not had to find his own way beyond his comforts and his fears. No one could do it for him or talk him into it. He somehow had to see the advantage of changing himself. And so this is super awesome. I don't know what's going on here with my Facebook video. It just is always, hi there, I see y'all. But I don't know if you all can see me. Okay, you can. All right. So I'm just double checking. And so here is a huge lesson, right? Is that the idea behind when we get caught up and stifling ourselves in trying to pull people out who don't want to be pulled out, we get caught up with them. And so he realized here, and you will have to realize, that some people will have to find their own way beyond their own comforts and past their own fears, that nobody else can do it for them or talk them into it, right? You can't want for somebody what you can't want for them what they don't want for themselves at the end of the day. And too many times we want for people what we want, but they don't want it. And so we find ourselves our growth being stunted by trying to pull people with us who are not ready or who just don't want to go. You got to leave them behind. Ha knew he had left a trail for him and that he could find his way if he could just read the writing on the wall. He went over and wrote down a summary of what he had learned on the largest wall of Cheese Station N. He drew a large piece of cheese around all the insights he had become aware of and smiled as he looked at what he learned. It says, change happens. They keep moving the cheese. Anticipate change. Get ready for the cheese to move. Monitor change. Smell the cheese often so you know when it is getting old. Adapt to change quickly. The quicker you let go of old cheese, the sooner you can enjoy new cheese. Change. Move with the cheese. Enjoy change. Savor the adventure and enjoy the taste of new cheese. Be ready to change quickly and enjoy it again and again. They keep moving the cheese. So I'm going to close there. There's a few more pages in here. As a matter of fact, it's one more page. It says, Hall realized how far he had come since he had been with him in Cheese Station C, but knew it would be easy for him to slip back if he got too comfortable. So each day he inspected Cheese Station Inn to see what the condition of his cheese was. He was going to do whatever he could to avoid being surprised by unexpected change. While Hall still had a great supply of cheese, he often went out into the maze and explored new areas to stay in touch with what was happening around him. He knew it was safer to be aware of his real choices than to isolate himself in his comfort zone. Then Hall heard what he thought was a sound of movement in the maze. As the noise grew louder, he realized that someone was coming. Could it be that Him was arriving? Was he about to turn the corner? Hall said a little prayer and hoped, as he had many times before, that maybe at last his friend was able to move with the cheese and enjoy it. It says the end, or is it just the beginning? All right. So we finished this book. Hey, everybody. I see some of you have joined me because Facebook is totally, I don't know what it is doing. And that's okay. We're on Periscope. We're on Instagram. It is funky. Like, I don't know. It's just totally, I'm just totally not feeling Facebook right now. And so I'm in the process of really looking at to see if, part 2 ended too. So I don't know, but I'm not going to go back on. But that's all right. So we just closed out. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to ask you this question. Are you ready to do something different? If you're ready to do something different, I would encourage you to join me tonight for the LifeScope Masterclass. And here's the deal. If you can't join me live, but let's just say you've got questions, I'm going to get ready and pray and let you guys go. But if you have questions about, maybe a change or something that you're going through when you register, because maybe you can't join me live, you can email me, right? Email me at info@trueheartspeaks.com. Now, this is only for people who are registering me. Those of you who are not registered, please do not email me. But this is stuff that I'm going to be doing on the webinar tonight. And yes, we go live at 7:15 and we end at 7:45. And so I've been trying to do better at ending at 7:45 or as close to 7:45 as possible. For one, just to be respectful of your time. I know y'all would have me stay on forever, but then I also need to make sure that I have time to get my son up for school. So, and so you're ready for something different, right? And so if you're ready to do something different, then, and if you're ready for something different, then you got to start doing something different. And then you also have to get to a place where the one thing that it talked about is changing your mindset. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about the emotion of change. And so how the different emotions that come into place when things change, or when we haven't recognized that they're changed, or by the time we recognize it, we're too deep in to kind of even get ourselves situated. And so I really want you to really pay attention to what's going on in your life. And here's the thing, sometimes how to fight anxiety during big change. Yes. So register so we can talk about that. TrueHeartSpeaks.com/change. 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 You all have to register for the LifeScope Masterclass for me to answer any of those questions. So at the end of the day, here's the thing that I want to share with you, so that I'm thankful to receive my morning juice. I need it. Makes a difference in my day and life. I appreciate that, Sports Mama. I appreciate you. So here's the deal. You got to do something different. And the other thing, this is what I was going to say, is that change is not always negative. Sometimes there are changes that happen in your life that are good changes, and you still don't know how to adjust to them. You still don't know how to embrace them. You still don't know how to transition from where you were to where you are, because your mind is still where you were. And so you're trying to grasp everything. And we're going to talk about that too, because a lot of times when we think of change from a negative standpoint, right? Well, they took my cheese. Well, what happens when your cheese is doubled? Like, are you ready to manage the cheese? Are you ready, right? to handle what is getting ready to be placed in your hands? And some of us, the answer is no. And so again, we're going to pray. I'm going to let you go, but I want you to be on tonight's webinar, because I think, it is going to be, really, really, what's the word that I'm looking for? Helpful to those of you who are there as you transition into the next 6 months of this year. So Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time and this space. We thank you, oh God, for grace and mercy. We thank you, oh God, for just life, health, and strength, Lord. We thank you, oh God, for just an opportunity to accept and transition with change, Lord. We thank you for this chance to be able to implement what we have been resisting. And so, Lord, we are just grateful. We're grateful to you for this topic. We're grateful to you for the opportunity to work through and learn more about change through this book, Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. And so, Father, we just ask that you would give us insight, give us discernment to be able to move with the cheese, to be able to acknowledge the cheese, and also to be able to not get caught up in trying to pull people with us, right? And not, getting caught up in feeling guilty about leaving people who don't want to come with us, right? And so, give us whatever we need, right? Whether it's resilience, whether it's tenacity, whether it's courage, whatever it is that we need, whether it's wisdom or discernment. But whatever it is, give us what we need, give us a push to be able to move in the direction that you would have us move in as we transition in and through change. And so we thank you for this time. We thank you for this space. We thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for this month of conversation on change. And we just say thank you. And we give you honor, glory, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. No, but I was praying, so you'll have to type it in. So that concludes our discussion, because I will talk a little bit tomorrow about change, but I'll talk about something tomorrow morning about something different as we close out this month. But I really want you to, don't ignore the change, right? Don't ignore the changes. Don't ignore, and sometimes they're subtle. I'm going to talk about that tonight. I'm going to talk about some of the subtle changes. You have a great day as well, Jasmine, that has happened in my own personal life that I'm now, literally, as I've been studying this, I'm recognizing, oh, wow, like that's that. Oh, goodness. Okay. Really identifying it. And so hopefully I will see you guys. Yes, I am. On tonight's masterclass, again, trueherspeaks.com/change, trueherspeaks.com/change. And if not, I will definitely see you tomorrow. Do you have the book Sink or Swim? I don't. Never heard of it either, Dr. T. Sink or Swim. I'll look that up. And I don't know what we're going to do about Facebook, y'all. We're going to have to figure something out, because it just totally, like, I don't know if it's an internet connection. I don't know what it is, but totally just, but this will be, once it processes, I'll have it on. Those of you who want to go back and watch it, I'm going to upload it on, YouTube. So this full video will be on YouTube, and you can watch it from there if you want to go back and watch the replay. So you guys have an awesome day. I love y'all. Enjoy this day. Happy Tuesday. And don't forget to register tonight for tonight's webinar, trueherspeaks.com/change. It's going to be good. All right. Bye. What app do you need for the webinar? You just need a computer. You can use your phone, but it's better with a computer because you get better engagement. But yes, so it's not an app. It's just you need Chrome on your computer. It's better with Chrome, Google Chrome. And, and then, I think if you can't watch, I think you can listen live from your phone, but the experience is better on your computer, simply because you get a chance to chat and you can really see the slides and the comments and stuff. So, but yeah, it's best from a computer, for now. I have been looking into other webinar softwares, but this is the one that I like the best, and it gives me the best option. So like when it's over, it automatically emails all of the participants the recording of the webinar, so that way they get it and they can watch it at their leisure. So you can probably do it on your iPad. I know you have an iPad, so you can probably maybe do it on your iPad. I'm not sure, but I know it works best on a computer. But I know people who watch and listen from their phone, like if they're driving or they're out and about and they don't want to miss it. They're like, I'm driving, I'm on my way home, I'm here. So you can do that, right? So yeah. So you all have an awesome, awesome, awesome day. And like I said, hopefully I will see you tonight. And if not, I may come back later on tonight just to share a little bit more. Not tonight, but beforehand, which I doubt because I've got a couple other things that I need to do. But in the meantime, just, you know what you need to do. Go register. The link, if you're on Instagram and you want to register, the link is in my bio on Instagram. If not, just go to trueheartspeaks.com/change.